Yes, welcome to K&A Table right here on Kangi's Alliance TV. My name is Tamara Patience and I am joined by Mr. Henry Nyamwe. And today we're going to have a discussion on what is happening in Kenya, matters politics, governance, as well as the state of the nation. Tuko wapi, nini inatendeka wapi, how much money more or less is you as a taxpayer going to incur, as well as is the government going to spend or incur. Same WhatsApp group, yeah? So karibu sana, comment section iko wazi kabisa. Feel free to give us your opinions as well as your comments regarding matters that we are going to be talking about, of course. Now, what we're going to be talking about, just to give you heads up, we're going to be looking at Cherargei's message as well as how he demolished the transport CS, that is Murkomen, as well as Wiper Party, an endorsement of Kalonzo Musyoka, of course, looking at the fact that we are still 1 year into the current government, as well as, let's say, 4 years to the coming general elections. Also, we're going to be looking at Alfred Keter. What did he say? What has he talked about? What is his message? Amesema yesiwa ni mtu wa kuogopwa, and even the president knows. So those are some of the things that we are going to be looking at, of course. But starting us off on the Kenya table today, let's talk Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Now, there was an interview earlier on where Danson Mungatana, that is the Tana River senator, actually termed Uhuru's recent public appearance as unnecessary. And this is something that will actually, or could actually star the current government. What is your opinion on that, considering the fact that Tuliona immediately after the former president, was in Ukambani, and just immediately after that, there was a lot of chaos in Kenya with different people, including the deputy president, including the president, including some CSs, of course, including some members of parliament, talking about how the previous regime screwed up the current state of Kenya?
Thank you, Damara, for that question. Thank you so much again for those ones who are watching us. In fact, there is something I want to comment about Mungatana and other leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Tamara, what you should know, these are the same leaders who have worked together, who have been together in former governments, who have been together in various political parties. So, like Mungatana, he was in the former government. Sometimes I fail to understand when people like Mungatana, even Gachagua, even Ruto himself, even Kinarati and the other people, they were in the former government.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they are pointing fingers to the former government, even where they have failed, former government. How will we know? How will Kenyans know where they have come from, where they have reached, and where they are going? Because every time they are pointing fingers into the former government. And this former government, they were also involved. Remember, the deputy president, by the president now, by that time was the deputy president. According to our constitution, Tamara, a deputy president is not a vice president. A deputy president is equally as powerful as the president.
No.
He has all of the powers. That's why even the way Gachagua talks, he knows very well Ruto cannot he's there to stay until maybe 2027 or any time they will dissolve their parties. What I want to say is Ruto was in the government. These people were in the government. And if we ask, where did Ruto get money you campaigned for? If it's not from the former government. Let Kenyans know clearly, politicians are the same, from Raila to Ruto to whoever. But what comes out of their mouth or what they can advise you is against each other. They usually talk against each other so that to kupoteza mwelekeo. Remember, the same people like Mugatana, you are telling me they were in that government. That's where they got money they campaigned for. If not so, can they come out clearly and tell us or tell Kenyans that this is how I invested and this is how I got money for campaign? So I don't understand why they want to silence Uhuru Kenyatta completely from politics. Uhuru is former president. He's an advisor of the government. He could have been an advisor of Ruto. As an elder who has been a president, you know, when you mention former president, it's somebody who is very powerful, who knows how the government is run. Are you seeing this? But what is happening with this government? What is this that they don't want to be refilled out? Why do they look as if they are afraid of anything heightened or something which might come out openly? Yeah? Because with Uhuru, I don't know, I don't see how Uhuru has interfered with Ruto's government, my sister. You can see what is happening all over. You know, first we write to Kenyans. First, I even wanted to start by thanking His Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samuel Ruto, for his endless efforts of bottoming up tax from 8% to 18%. Spearheading into the grabbing of Kenyans, about Kenyans who are grabbing in the high cost of living. Fuel, you are seeing what is happening with the fuel. Okay, if we compare the former regime, you know, I want to explain, there's something I want to explain here, and there's a reality. Up to now, this government has borrowed up to 2 trillion. No roads have started, nothing has started. Okay, if we borrowed this money to pay for debt, then debt could have not arisen up to where it is. Are you seeing this? So what we want to say is, let everything be open. We have a constitution that favors every Kenyan has a right to talk, to do whatever he wants, so long as it's not against the law. Yeah. I don't see where Uhuru has interfered with Ruto's government or has interfered with the law. Yeah.
And of course, you mentioning that there are projects that have not happened in the country. Of course, we've seen some projects being initiated in the country. We've seen some projects also being completed in the country. Let's just say there are some that have not been completed as well. We have to give credit where credit is due, you know. Now, looking at, for example, Uhuru's now recent coming out, you know, akiwa ametulia, and you know, the whole Uhuru issue imekuwa a question of it started with the deputy president wanting to meet Uhuru Kenyatta. Then it goes to Uhuru has been on demand. Nugget. He's been on demand. So we came from that side of Rigathi Gachagua wanting to meet with Uhuru Kenyatta.
Not okay with Gachagua,
Yeah.
we want to seek for the unity between him and Uhuru.
No. Yeah. And now at this point where we saw even Rigathi, that is the deputy president, coming out and clearly stating that, of course, a couple of things that they have, they're relating it, or they're relating it to the previous government. Of course, that is Uhuru Kenyatta's government. And we're looking forward at a place or at a time where in a few weeks from now, of course, the whole issue of Mount Kenya region also comes in. Mount Kenya leaders are meeting and all that. But kuna ako ka star ka the president and the deputy president, you know. And once again, so I'd like you to touch on that, of course, as well as we are seeing him coming out led to was followed by the oil revelations by the Azimio la Umoja, was followed by the message that he gave watu wafanye kazi, they stop blaming other people if they are unable to like perform and all that. Whereas if you see for example, unajua debt is something that is incurred from government to government. You know,
Not all is the government only.
yes, it's not only Uhuru's government. It's something that is incurred from government to government. So is this blame game really something that is viable, depending, considering the fact that ini kitu imekuwa inherited from government to government as well?
Let me answer you, Tamara.
Uh-huh.
But okay, if that is the case, you see, Uhuru borrowed 6.5 billion for 10 years. For 10 years, the order is 2 terms. And for now, right now, within 1 year, Ruto has borrowed 2 trillion. There is a question here. There is something here I also want us to share, actually, with even our viewers. Within 1 year, you know, first Ruto promised, you know, I'm not against His Excellency.
No.
He's our president. So he promised Kenyans that we cannot rely on borrowing. We cannot clear debts through borrowing. We are going to clear debts through our tax. And that's why Kenyans, that is the reason Kenyans were told tax, why tax has risen, has come up. Yeah. The increase of tax from 80% to 18 to where it is now. I think it is 18 from even 16. So the major issue here of increasing tax was to clear debt. Are you getting it, my sister? But and again, our president promised us that we cannot, the government cannot be run through borrowing. It is very clear and evident. Even records are there. Instead, he has done the opposite of what he used to say. Now, what he has done, he has borrowed up to 3 trillion.
No.
Are you seeing?
No.
To 3 trillion within 1 year. The Uhuru, we are saying always, Uhuru Kenyatta, borrowed 6.5 trillion. Let us not talk by without doing research. Not I don't. You know, I keep on listening with what people are saying outside there. Uhuru borrowed 6.5, and he left Kenyans at a lower tax percentage, 8%. Ruto ameipeleka 18%, with intentions of clearing debts. Okay.
But isn't that something that has already started working?
If I may ask,
No.
if I may ask, okay, can they show us? Are they able to show us what 2 trillion they have borrowed has done? Which project? Because remember, even workers of this country are taxed. There is a deduction of that 3 pop. You know, Kenyans forget very easy. 3 pop kwa kila mfanyikazi. Not 3%, 3 pop. That's a lot of money, which was meant for the housing levies and whatever. Yeah. Okay. You know, if you see what is happening in this government now, corruption is rampant. It is rampant. It is everywhere than even before. And I think this is what is inatuletea shida. Unaona? You are seeing what is happening. I don't know what they are going to mention about that. You are seeing what is happening with the Kina Cheregei and whatever. But before I come to that, Cheregei and Muru let me comment about Uhuru, because we have mentioned Uhuru.
Yeah.
Uhuru comes from Central Province, Mount Kenya region. You know, even if Kajagwa is calling himself as a kingpin, He has not been recommended from
But
he has not been given.
disassociate, alisema he's not interested in akona kazi mingi sana, that kingpinship is not something that he's into or he's interested in.
But that's what when you wanted to seek for to go and feast Uhuru, meet Uhuru, what do you think was in the mind of Gachagua? Apart from that,
and that is the question that we're asking today, Mr. Henry, kwa sababu tunauliza hiyo swali. Should Uhuru retire from active politics because his presence is actually starring or his presence might be starring issues in the current government?
It is not starring any issues in this current government. It is only the current government that is afraid of Uhuru wherever they see him. You know, Uhuru is a trillionaire, he's a billionaire. They fear him that he has a lot of money. Maybe he can turn the tables upside down. You see what they are afraid? We can tell these people exactly what they are afraid. And again, it's as if there is something Uhuru knows about them. You know, let me tell you. And the reason very careful. Kimani Chungwa, Gachagua, and Ndindi Nyoro. Ruto is misusing them. I want to give you 2 examples or 3 examples. Wherever a leader or a politician comes out strongly talking against Uhuru, must come from Central. Either Ndindi Nyoro, Kimani Chungwa, or Gachagua. Have you had any leader from any community commenting or talking against Uhuru? No. They are the people, I don't know what they are afraid of, but I know they are used. Remember what Kimani Chungwa is forgetting. They say politics has no enemy. It's using the people of Mount Kenya. It's using the people of Central Province. Is sacrificing his own people without knowing. If he knows, then that's a great disaster. Why am I saying so? The current Chinese are silent. They cannot come out even talk against Uhuru. Are you seeing this? Okay, continue. So, to me, what I'm seeing, Kimani Chungwa, you know, he was the first, and I think he didn't sleep. He was the first one coming out strongly. Let me ask. Yani Uhuru has a lot of money. So do we want to silence Uhuru completely to keep his money? Akae na hizo pesa hata asipeane michango? What is this that is hidden? They don't want to tell us openly because this is why we don't want Uhuru. There is something hidden. Let me tell you, Tamara. Remember this so, and you will remember the same thing I'm telling you today. Ruto is very intelligent. I always tell you. Ruto has been in politics for a long time. He has dealt with the divide and rule of Moi, with Father Moi era. Ruto has been in all of these eras of these regimes from Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and where he is today. And remember, Kimani Chungwa, they are newcomers in politics. The same person they are fighting is the one who brought them, who made them to come or to first appearance in politics. Is Uhuru Kenyatta. Are you seeing this? And Ruto knows very well. Hebu nikuuliza swali.
Niuliza.
Any announcement the president makes, they must convene a meeting central. Aenda hapa aongea, anaenda Germany. Remember elsewhere where he has gone again kufanya hizo announcement. Lazima aenda hapo announce yafanya nini? To me, what I'm seeing, and I've said it and you will come to tell me. Ruto anataka kujukua, anataka hawa kina Kimani Chungwa watumie watu wao vilivyo. Unaona? While he is distancing himself. Yeah.
And of course, as we went upon this topic about Uhuru, because we really have more to discuss. Um, Now, looking at, for example, these sentiments of, whenever Uhuru speaks, there is an impact, especially in Kenya, because you even said that he's a very powerful man,
Yeah.
and he has been the power of Kenya, for 2 terms, and even before that, he has been in government, looking at his relationship, of course, with Ruto, seeing the falling out, of course, before the end of the second term, as well as looking at what is currently happening with the regarding maybe trying to reach out to him for talks or whatever it is that they want to talk about, as well as looking at one way or one direction in which Kenya is to move forward. Uh, of course, political stability is equal to stability of our country. Unasema siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya, si ndio? Are we looking or your personal opinion, is there a probability of if Uhuru Kenyatta decides, I'm not resigning, of course, from active politics and all that, is there a possibility of looking at Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto working together?
No, it will never happen. And I have several answers, even 1,000. It cannot, and it will never happen. Remember, I want to remind Kenyans one thing. Not that, we have only one president.
No.
Dr. William Samuel Ruto, as the head of state, is our father, is the father of the nation. That's why everything that comes must point to him. So, there is something here, Tamara. The first term of Uhuru Ruto, me I cannot, unajua wanasiasa wana uwezo wa kuconvince watu. Let me remind Kenyans today what they have forgotten. The first term of these two people, they used to wear even the same color, the same shirt, same color. The same suit, same shoe, same socks. Yeah? Same spectacles. If they had one. Are you seeing this?
No.
And it's a reality. Okay. Now there's something I want you to draw back to your intentions to.
No.
What did they do this first time when they were together? Why Ruto is not telling Kenyans what they did or talking about what they did their first time when they could work together, even share the same washroom? What did they do? Kenyans are asking themselves several questions for this 1.5 years Ruto has been in office. But can Ruto also come out clearly and tell Kenyans that even though I'm mentioning about former regime, of which I was also involved, this is what we did when we were together. Why is he not mentioning? He cannot mention because they did nothing. What they did was completely rooting. Ruto cannot distance himself from the mess that we are facing in this country, Tamara. They used to wear the same shirt, kara, suit the same. I'm not exaggerating. It's a reality. Even Kenyans so. They used even to say almost even there was a washroom next to where they had meetings. They used to say they were brothers, real brothers. You could think they are twins. So let the president tell Kenyans what they did their first term. Can he also distance himself from first term? Why is he not mentioning about first term, which they used to work together? Are you seeing this? I'm reminding Kenyans about this. So, coming to second term of Uhuru, even if we are sacrificing Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, this is mere jealous. The second term, 2 years, there was Corona. 2 years. Not only Kenya, actually it was it's the whole world of God. Okay, you know what you are seeing Uhuru did for 3 years. Okay, apart from second term, let Kenyans also come out clearly. Those politicians who are telling us stories as again we are experiencing corruption everywhere. Money is rooted, land is grabbed, everything is at a mess. So let them also tell us what Uhuru Ruto, not Ruto Uhuru, Uhuru Ruto did their first term. This is where the money we campaigned for was ilipatikana. Unanielewa? Unanielewa? Yeah? Unanielewa?
No.
Have you ever had any time the president talking about first term? Were they not together the first term? Agree with me. Were they not together first term?
Of course they were.
Yeah?
Of course they were.
Do you
together.
remember how they used to walk together, travel, and even joke together?
Yeah, most definitely.
Let the president first before he appoints fingers to the former regime. These people, I'm telling you, Kimani Jungwa was in the first, the former regime. Gachagua, the former regime. All these people you are seeing, even if they are opposition and wherever they were in the former regime. Let them tell us what they did in the former regime first. Before they point fingers. Hii ni kupotosa wa Kenya tu. Where money is rooted, Tamara, I'm telling you, it's terrible corruption right now in Kenya. If it continues the way it is now, let me tell you, Kenyans have not yet cried. They will cry. They are yet to cry.
Okay. I want us to listen to Alfred Keter and then we'll be right back.
Bishop Moema, pray for this country. I know we have our son, but you know, for me, I don't give a damn whoever sits. If you don't fix economy, we chase you. That is me. If you don't touch on my life, I don't give a damn. Siji Bishop, tunaelewana hapo kidogo. Ukiuliza wanaambiwa ati wewe ni mkale, nyamaza. Wewe ni mkale kitu gani? Ukilala jioni na watoto wako wamelala njaa, ni wewe peke yako. It's not everyone. And all the petrol stations are in watu wa opposition and government. If you are a sufferer, you are a sufferer. This government is worse than Uhuru Kenyatta government. In my own, what I think. In my own view. Ama namna gani? This is a worse government. Because Uhuru left fuel at 140, it is 210. And you know the last time, about a week, CS Chirchir, ambao ni mtoto wetu wa Bomet, akatangaza ati because of the war in Israel and Palestine, the fuel is going up to 300. If it was not for the opposition and the members of press and the media houses to expose them, because many other countries were making news saying that the fuel is coming down because of the same war. Ours is going up for the same war. Ndio wakawaja juzi hawakuongeza. This week they were increasing to 250. Alafu wanatutisha sana ati nini? Sijui wanatishana na mimi wasijaribu mimi, unajua mkiniangalia hivi mnielewe vizuri. Mimi hakuna mtu anaweza nitisha hata kidogo. Na siogopi, wanajua, mpaka Ruto anajua. Sitishwangi na mtu yote. Moi died and I let his soul rest in peace. But he knows, Alfred Keter, Uhuru Kenyatta knows that mimi ni wa kusema ukweli. Let me tell you something brief as I finish. In this world, make a difference in people's lives when you're still living. Because this world is too short to live in it. If you go out to 110 years, you're lucky. You are lucky. The entire cabinet of Moi in 1963, maybe one person. The whole parliament, maybe two people. Our whole parliament in 63, maybe two or one are still living. This world, even Jesus Christ, the people who crucified him are still not living. And we don't remember them. We remember Jesus Christ. Tunaelewana? So we don't give a damn about that you want to take our lives or you want to take whatever. Come and take it. Anything that you want. So long as we speak the truth, because the Bible says it's only the truth that is going to set us free. Period. Osi chika unyogore na kwa ngale kongo migine nyoru serikali ni menge ni sisi ngtaba ni mebolje. Anane. Si nimesema ukweli? Unajua tuambiane ukweli Bishop Mwema. I'm sorry to have gone off kidogo.
So what we are saying, Tamara, for scapegoats, where they are planning different things. You know, what they are telling you today is completely the opposite of what they are planning tomorrow. Let me tell you, if you have never realized, about Alfred has been very critical to the president, even before to be a president. You know, I've been following the story of Alfred Gederi and Ruto. Alfred Gederi knows Ruto very well. And you can even hear how he's saying that I'm not jealous, I'm not against, but this is a reality. You cannot tell people that the people you promised to bottom them up, now that fuel is rising, everything is rising, people are languishing in poverty. You know, Ruto fought so hard to make sure that Alfred Gederi could not win.
Is there evidence based on that?
Is evidence, a lot of evidence. Actually,
really?
He's the one who fought completely against Alfred Gederi. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we are saying, here, Tamara, you know, you cannot underrate, you cannot rule out people like Alfred Gederi. They have also been in this government. Why do we look for scapegoats? Even when we are given opportunity of leadership, if we are really able to rule, if we are really able to bottom up Kenyans from where they are to where we promised them, why are we looking for scapegoats? Why are we bringing Uhuru Kenyatta into this regime? Yeah, Uhuru Kenyatta is also right. He's a Kenyan citizen, former president. Yeah, he is, as well as he has his own right to do whatever he wants. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, we had him also talk on the issue of tribalism, fixing 18, saying that ukienda kule kwa mafuta, ukienda kununua, you don't buy oil as an Azimio or as an UDA person. All of you suffer. You know, whatever consequences
we are facing
do not matter if you are from whatever party, if you're a supporter of what leader. And of course, this and more stories as well as topics, you'll find them right here on the K&A table. And let's move to our final discussion. Cherargei versus Murkomen. Now, we know if you've been following, of course, we had the CS Murkomen being asked different questions in regards to, of course, his sector, as well as the issues that transpired, of course, at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with the leaking roofs and everything. And he was grilled by different members of parliament, of course, in regards to how he's working his projects and all that, what he inherited, how far he has come with it. And of course, in the process, we saw Cherargei being kicked out of the house. And Cherargei decided to now kutoa maoni yake nje
even through the press which was out.
Yes, decided you've not given me space to talk in here, but I have a platform to talk. Now, what do you make of course, Cherargei's remarks and remarks about Murkomen, considering the fact that these people, number one, belong in the same party or are supporters of the same party, yes. And then with the progress, of course, and him giving this kind of information that he was giving.
Tamara, if we want to move as a country into the right direction, we have to face the reality. We have to do the right thing. We have to remember that we are working for the interest of those people who are suffering down there, not for our own interest. if we really want to move forward as a country, we want people like Cheregei, even 5 of them only. They can spearhead the growth of this country into greater heights. Let me tell you the truth. You know, regardless that Cheregei comes from the same place with Murkomen. Remember, just recently, Murkomen was chased away from his own constituency. Do you remember that?
Yes, most definitely.
He was chased completely with angry youths. Huh? So, okay, again, remember the meeting, Sotigi, the meeting which was Sotigi attended by the president, the CS for Energy, Sotigi and Pomet. I think you saw how crowds were angry against CS for Energy. He was forced to sit down. They told him, sit down, thief, thief, thief. You know, those are, do you know where CS for Energy comes from? It's Pomet. Those people who are shouting at him, some of them are his own cousins. So from that, and coming to Murukomen and Cheregei, you know, Cheregei openly revealed the secret. Murukomen was given 100 million by the Chinese. Remember again, the same Murukomen was the first one to come out defending 17 billion. Or giving reasons on how the 17 billion were transacted into another country. Do you remember that? So it seems from the look of things, it seems that Murkomen is involved in so many scandals, within so many scandals actually happening in this country. And that one can make you easily learn that things are not going into the right direction. We are not heading into the right direction. You know, you cannot rule out what Jiregei said. He's aware and he knows, and he even promised to give evidence. Yeah? Have you heard anywhere Murkomen coming out defending himself against the 100 million? He has kept mum. So meaning he has been touched into the core. He has been touched somewhere where the truth rings.
Okay.
So finally, what we want, Tamara, in this country, we want leaders like Jiregei, regardless of political affiliations, regardless of who they are supporting, yeah, or regardless of who they are and who they are supporting. Are you seeing this? If we want this country to move forward, if we want this country to be where our fathers walikuwa wanataka ifike, then we have to be open and call a spade a spade. Yeah.
And of course, to our viewers, we are asking you, of course, we're looking forward, of course, to see if CS Murkomen is actually going to give a response to Cheregei's remarks as well. And most definitely, we're going to keep you updated on that. Now, on Canada Table today, we have taken a look, or we have discussed various topics. One of the major topics being Uhuru's active participation in politics, asking the question, is it causing a threat to the state of the country? Is it causing unrest to the current government, as well as should he retire from active politics and stop appearing in public? That is a question that we are asking. Of course, we've also had a look at Alfred Getaner's remarks, as well as Cheregei versus Murkomen, considering the fact that he was actually kicked out of the house because of some of the remarks that he made. Now, this and more, of course, we'll continue them right here on Care News Alerts TV, as well as Channel 7 News TV East Africa, that is on Facebook. But thank you so much for keeping us company and allowing us to keep you company. Thank you so much, Mr. Henry, for joining us and gracing us, of course.
Thank you also for having me in this studio.
Okay, karibu sana. So to our viewers, depending on whatever time you are watching this or have joined us, we're saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you.
Why would you form a committee of 10 people to fix a leaking roof? Which country are we? What are we saying as a nation? It shows to the incompetence of CS Murkomen. Because if he will form a committee to fix a leaking roof, what will happen to roads that have stalled in Nandi? He will form a whole African Union or United Nations. Thank you very much. I will not take much of your time. I appreciate your presence. And you know what has just happened at the Senate chamber? I've been thrown out by the speaker, the sessional speaker, for trying to speak out on behalf of the great people of Nandi. I know, as you are aware, as per the standing order of the Senate, this today was the appearances of cabinet secretaries, cabinet secretary of roads, cabinet secretary of sports and arts, and also cabinet secretary of national treasury. The tradition of parliament is that after the main question has been asked in the Senate, you are given opportunity to ask a supplementary question. And it is very unfortunate because I have been waiting for the CS of Roads, Murkomen, to grill him and ask questions in the Senate as per the standing orders. As you are aware, 2 weeks ago or one week ago, they came and insulted me. He came and insulted me in Nandi. And it's the same questions I wanted to ask today is the questions that were that have been there. For example, about Kaiboi Chepterwa Chepsaita Road, there was Nandil Simaki Road, there was Lesos Cheptiret Center, Cheptiret Center Rosore, there was also Mugundo in Nandil's Town Road, there was Boito Maraba Kopere Road, there is Kaiboi Celia Road, and there is the road from Digiri Kipkelion, Tindret, West Pokot Road. And then there was the matter of Kerengaya Strip in Kericho. And also the issue of train towards Bomet in Rift Valley. So members of the press, these were my questions that I wanted to bring to the attention of the CS as per the standing order 51 of the Senate standing orders. So unfortunately the speaker found it wise or unwise not to allow me. And I had sat from 9:30 patiently, and I had queued even on the dashboard. I was number one. And I wanted to speak. I was not speaking because as Cherarge, I was speaking on behalf of many Kenyans and people of Nandi who elected me. And these roads have stalled since 2017. The CS in January 2023 came to Mosoriat in Nandi and said within 3 weeks, these contractors would have reported to the pathetic road in Nandi. Even the one of, there was one of Chemuswa Danger. All those roads were supposed, the contractor should have reported. So these were just my simple questions that I wanted to ask the CS of roads. And it looks like the house was captured by the CS of roads because I am a ranking member. I had queued earlier, and there is a standard and tradition of parliament where you give priority to ranking members. It has been established in Commonwealth tradition. Number two, the question was on Kerengaya Strip, Eldoret International Airport, Kisumu International Airport, the leaking, JKI roof. Those were my questions that I wanted to ask to find. Why would you form a committee of 10 people to fix a leaking roof? Which country are we? What are we saying as a nation? It shows to the incompetence of CS Murkomen. Because if he will form a committee to fix a leaking roof, what will happen to roads that have stalled in Nandi? He will form a whole African Union or United Nations to come and fix the roads in Nandi. Because if he cannot fix a leaking roof, if it's to fix, I can imagine, what about the stalled roads in Kenya? So that is the incompetence I wanted to call out on the floor of the House. And it is very unfortunate that because of other dynamics, he captured the House to suit to his feet. Because even he was making sniding remarks. He was even answering senators directly, which is not the procedure of the standing orders. You answer the House through the Speaker. And any question that is asked by a member is owned by the House. It is not the exclusiveness. So we wanted to call out such incompetencies. This Mombasa Road, from here, the lower deck, it is flooding. It's not marked. A contractor went away with billions of shillings in the lower deck. Kenyans are, this city is like a floating city in the biblical era. The roads are being washed away, and you heard him, he defended the Chinese. Why would you defend that? We go and borrow loan from a Chinese? We bring it from China here, then we give to contractors of China to go back with our money. What will happen to our local contractors? And that is why I'm coming up with a legislation called Public Procurement and Disposal Act to amend, to say that all contracts below 2 billion exclusively to local contractors, which are Kenyans. And number 2, all contracts below 200 million should be given to youth and special interest group. And I've shared it is with the legislative services. I know it will be gazetted, and I'll share with this. Number 2, another final question I wanted to ask him is on the issue of Kenya Airways. And I'll share you with a copy. I wanted to ask, what is aircraft fuel and oil contracts? The issue is why the aircrafts could not be converted to cargo. Like, for example, he gave out 3 aircrafts. The KQ have granted 3 aircrafts. B7 and 87 registered 5Y, KZJ for 8 months, and 2 aircraft, 737-700 registered 5Y, KQH and 5Y, KQG since 2020. The questions was the follows, was to ask why the aircrafts could not be converted to cargo owned by KQ like 737-300S, which are much older than 700. Number 2, the issue of KQ leases, where aircrafts are parked, you know, like in Heathrow, in Hartsfield, even in New York. Number 3, what has happened to the paying of parking fees by the KQ? Of course, the small matter of the reeking roofs in KQ, and also disembarking of passengers. You know, now people are being rained on at JKIA. You disembark 50 meters from the veranda, and you get rained on. You can imagine if they are disabled or people who are expectant, people who are, and other children, people who are sick. You can imagine the inconvenience. And then there have been also removal of parts of some of the station aircrafts, and I'll give you this so that you get the specifications of those aircraft. And then the issue of financial losses, including why would he donate to Mangu High School a plane which is still new? And this plane, if you look at this plane, why would you donate a plane that is worth $100 million to a school? You donate toys. What do you expect a high school child to do with a plane? And this plane is still new. That plane, according to the valuation, is $100 million and it could have generated around $600,000. I've done my homework very well. That's why they feared me speaking at the floor of the House. Some people could have gone for long call and short call combined. Was the aircraft? Because we wanted to see the value report. These are serious issues. I'm not personal. I'm just asking questions that are there. And then what about the book value? So and then the operational capability, the implementation of the Senate report of 2015, McKinsey report of 2015-2016, Deloitte report of 2016, and the famous small matter of Polish 5 consultants of 2019, and then this group, the one called Steer Group of March 2021. We wanted to know how much audit was paid by KQ, what were the recommendations, what are the AI expatriates expected to be there. So these were there were only 3 questions. The roads in Nandi, the issue of Karenga Strip and in Eldoret International Airport, the small matter of reeking roofs, and then the JKI, Kisumu. Kisumu does not even have a sewerage, Kisumu International Airport. And you know, Karenga, by the way, is very interesting because it's the only airport in Africa and in the world where you get stuck. Have you guys seen a plane which gets stuck? And it is the only plane where you board while wearing a gumboot. Some of us wear a gumboot so that we board, we go to the farm. But Karenga Strip is the opposite, and you saw what happened. So these were the issues, the 3 questions. I didn't want to be personal, but it seems he has, and I want to say without fear of contradiction, personally, sinunui uoga, because bei ya uoga ilishuka, hata wakinipea free, siwezi nunua. So I know truth will always stand with me. The people like Jean Marie Serone, the people who stood with the right are still remembered because they stood with the people. I want to assure my people of Nandi and the great people of Kenya, we shall continue speaking the truth and doing our oversight work without fear of anybody, including 10% from Chinese. You don't go and eat 10% of Chinese and come and vomit out our legs. We'll call you out when time comes. And I still have many doors here to show when the CS visited That one is too hot, eh? Can we... He visited, I'm trying to get China Wuyi. In China, he has visited China severally. And you heard at the floor of the house defending Chinese contractors. Where will the hustler contractors who voted for us go if you are giving them contract? Because he received a bribe, and I am daring him to come clean on the allegation of receiving $100 million from China Wuyi when he visited in the month of between June and October. I want him to come out and tell the country. Because every time when he came to insult me in the funeral, he defended the Chinese contractor. Who will defend Kenyans who are contractors? Or does it mean Kenyans, we don't have capacity of doing roads? Even slashing and clogging drainages, do we need Chinese to come and slash? Where will our young people who do not have jobs go? So I want to dare him to tell the country what agreement did they agree on allegations of receiving $100 million from China, where he was paid an affront of $50 million. And we have all the facts. We have the flight manifest. We know where the money is in Dubai. It is that some of us are just keeping what we call decency, but it has reached a time that the country must know the truth. And that is why he decided to ensure he gets protection from the house so that some of us do not speak and tell the country the truth. So no questions, I will rest at that. I will keep in touch. I'll just give you the one of KQ so that you can get you can share, because I have a copy, so that you get that specification of that aircraft. And I know media have been very critical to him going around the world. He has been trying to mobilize resources and ensure those resources are brought to the country. My only problem has been cabinet secretaries who sleep on the job, because the president has gone out, talked to the IMF, talked to everybody to get resources. So these years should work. Some of them, instead of working, they go on a shopping spree. They wear 130,000. It's called Salvatore Barmaco. They wear expensive watches. They wear a lot of things instead of concentrating on the core business. And that is our concern. And you know, as the oversight, we have also to assist. And you heard what I said in Bomet before the president. Finally, the president is keen on ensuring equitable development across the country. But the Kiswahili word say, kila mwamba ngoma uvuta kwake. Since I'm elected by the people of Nandi, I am there to always ask, just like any elected leader, to say, where is the share of Nandi? Other people from Mandera will do so. So kila mwamba ngoma uvuta kwake. I cannot answer for the other regions. I can only answer for Nandi, because there are many projects. Of course, issue of subsidized fertilizer, we thank the president, that one has been done. Yesterday we commissioned dryers of maize, it has been done. The price of maize is doing very well. Coffee and sugar reforms are ongoing. The issue of milk prices is being addressed. So this issue of roads, because CS Linturi brought to us dryers to Mosori at NCPB yesterday. This issue of roads is because somebody incompetent is busy demeaning some of us and insulting. And you know, my brother Murkomen is busy insulting people in funerals than fixing roads. And that is why I was assisting him, telling him, get back to road. You know, they say when you miss the road, get back to road. So thank you very much. God bless you. All the best. Thank you very much.
More radio.